All right, so then edging. Now edging is always a problem with these things because most of the time, all these tiles, nothing comes with a bull nose, nothing comes with an edging. So we're gonna be using a popular edging. We're gonna be using the brushed nickel that matches all our fixtures. This is a Schluter quad deck, so you can see it's like all square. Kind of gives a little bit more of a unique look, but they do have all types of different colors, flavors, profiles that can match your tile. This one's actually PVC, and you can see it has, this is considered called a Rondec, and it just has a round bullnose edging to it. Now, as far as sizing goes, this really depends on your own situation and the thickness of the tile. Sometimes some of these tiles are gonna be really thin, so you're gonna have a hard time, you know, they do make them in different sizes, so, but a lot of times, even something this thin, you might have a hard time actually getting something that's gonna fit completely perfectly there. But this tile is 3/8 of an inch thick, and I'm actually just gonna go with a 1/2 inch profile, which is an 1/8 inch bigger. And the main reason I'm doing that is because I'm having this on the transition of the drywall and the tub surround, and I know that my thin set's gonna be building out a little bit, and I'll be able to build this up. And even if it didn't completely go above the edge here, I'm not overly concerned about it. I think it's still gonna look really great. As you can see here, this is the 3/8 inch PVC, and this matches perfectly with the tile. Really, what I want to avoid doing is having a big gap between the wall and the edge of the Rondec. But you'll see this a little bit more closely when we install the Rondec. Just know that you can really go two different ways here. To be safe, a lot of times it's just better going with the same profile thickness as the tile. But in this instance, I'm going an 1/8 inch bigger. So pay attention to how you're gonna edge it. You know, if you wanted to use something like pencil trim, that really simplifies things because the depth is much wider than this, and you can basically just run that straight up along the side, and you really don't have to be concerned about it, anything being even with the actual tile. Now, bullnose, on the other hand, you're gonna have to make sure that you get that aligned with this, which usually isn't a problem. But yeah, when it comes to installing tile around something like this, it depends on the equipment that you actually have to be able to complete this. You know, sometimes it's easier just to do subway tile because it doesn't really take a lot of equipment to do it. And if you're doing anything like glass, you're definitely gonna need some kind of a wet saw to cut this nicely. So we'll get into templating and getting this tub surround set.